Hello everyone. Okay, so is my voice audible? Is my voice audible? Okay, so is my fine. So let's start the session number one of coding decoding. Hello everyone, I welcome you all on the platform of Global Online. This is Akshita, your educator, dealing with the paper one preparation. The unit which we are starting is mathematical reasoning. We have already discussed uh, three topics, I guess, correct? Percentage, ratio, proportion, and the next topic was number series. This is the fourth topic that we are discussing on YouTube, that is coding, decoding. Okay, so each and every topic will be discussed from the basics to the advanced level, including the students will be sharing here lots of tips and tricks so that you can score maximum in your upcoming examination. At the same time, if you want to crack the UGC NET examination in the first go, then it is mandatory to score maximum marks in the paper one. So for that, Global Online application has come up with a complete course where you'll be provided with the following features. Full syllabus video lectures. Through these video lectures, you can clear all the concepts and the doubts in the class itself. Topic-wise practice MCQs. Full syllabus notes, which are easily downloaded through your mobile phone as well. Full syllabus mock test. Now these mock tests are going to help you a lot to test your preparation, analyze your preparation. At the same time, the question asked in the mock test can be directly replicated in the examination as well. Hence, this is an important feature. 5,000 plus MCQ question bank will be provided to you. Now, this compilation consists of the most repeated questions, highly expected, that can be directly asked in your question paper. Daily live lectures are conducted in Hindi as well as in the English language. Students, already the new batch has started from 22nd of April 2024. So the fees for this batch is 2,400. The original is 3,000 rupees. Currently offer is going on, so you can access it via contacting us on this given WhatsApp number, which is given or written below. Okay. So at the same time, if you want to access the free videos, you can access via Global Online application. You have to install it from the Google Play Store. Install it, open the application. You'll find such type of interface where there is an icon named as store icon. Click on it. You'll move to the page called as My Courses, and in My Courses page there is a search tab. Here you have to type UGC NET 2024. Once you'll type it, downside course will be displayed to you. Overview will be shown once you'll open the course. In content section student, there are different folders. Okay, these are the free demo videos folders along with the mock test. Okay, so you can watch the free videos and then can get enrolled to the course. Now, in today's lecture, we'll be starting up with an important topic named as coding decoding. This is having in our examination good weightage, I would say, even if you are preparing for any state examination. Okay, so first of all, here let me tell you one thing. We are not just learning coding decoding topic, but including that topic will be also dealing up with the alphabetical series. Why I'm teaching this both topic together? Because lots of things are common. Okay, so whenever we talk about alphabetical series, students, as we know, in English language there are 26 alphabets, correct? How many alphabets are there in English language? 26 alphabet. Now we know what are the alphabets: A, B, C, D till Z. Everyone knows this, right? And also, excluding this thing, one should know is their arrangement. Arrangement. Now, what is exactly the arrangement of this alphabetical series? Now, this is an important trick. Many of the students know this, but many of the students doesn't know how we actually arrange the alphabetical letters in the alphabetical series. So, look here. This is how I arrange: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. So from A till M, I am writing in the normal way as how we write it. Okay, that is, at the same time I'll also give them numbers. Okay, for A1, for B2, in this way 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So understand, students, from A to M, that is from alphabetical letter first to alphabetical letter 13, that is M, I have written in the normal form, that is in the forward direction, correct? And afterwards, after M comes N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now from letter number 14 to 26. Okay, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so this is the only one time that I'm writing this just to make you understand. Okay, so 25 and 26. What I have done, students, from A till M I have written in the forward direction, that is in the normal sense. That is from the left hand side to the right hand side. But from N till Z, what I have done, I have written it in the backward manner. In simple language, if I want to say, I have divided this 26 alphabetical letters in group of two. The first group contains 13 alphabetical letters, and the next group also contains 13 alphabetical letters. But the first 13 are written in the forward direction, and the last 13 are written in the reverse manner. That is, I have exactly written N below M. I have written O exactly below L. Similarly, K exactly below P, J exactly below Q. Similarly, so on, A exactly, Z exactly below A, in such a manner. Okay, why I have done such arrangement, students? Because based upon these arrangements, directly questions are asked. I'll show you the examples for the same. But first of all, tell me, have you got this arrangement? Have you understood in what way I have arranged this? Okay, just make a note of this in your formula notebook, and whenever you're going to solve the question in your practice session, whether it may be in your mock test or in the final examination, so you should know at which position which letter is situated. If I say at 8th position which letter is situated, then H letter is situated, correct? At 21 it's U. Okay, so these are the not these are the things which you are not going to rectify. Slowly you'll get to know this. Okay, just make a note of it. Clear? Anyone who has not got the arrangement, just pin down in the comment section. Simply take a screenshot of this, or else you can write down in your formula notebook. Okay, so now why is this arrangement, or how is this arrangement going to help you in solving the questions of coding, decoding, or alphabetical series? I'll explain you that now. Let's start up with the question number 1. Now these 5 questions are completely dedicated to the alphabetical series. So when I'll start coding, decoding, I'll let you know. Okay, but starting के 5 questions are completely dedicated to the alphabetical series only. So this is the first question. Look at this question carefully. AZ, GT, MN, question mark is given, and then YB. So these are the pair of alphabetical letters given to you. If you clearly look at the alphabetical letters, okay, if you clearly look at the alphabetical letters, you can click the logic very easily. Why? Because opposite of A. Now look here, we have done the arrangement in such a way in the previous slide. That is from A to M and then from N to Z. Similarly, I have just done this arrangement vertically in this particular image. That is, A ka opposite letter is Z, B ka opposite letter is Y, and so on. Okay. So what is happening, students? What is the logic behind this particular question? Logic is of opposite letter. Look at the pairs carefully. A's opposite letter is Z. A's opposite letter is Z, correct? G's opposite letter is T. G's opposite letter is T, correct? Okay. M's opposite letter is N. Similarly, Y's opposite letter is B. So what is the logic, students? Logic in this particular series is of opposite letters. Opposite letter का logic है, correct? So you have to search for that option in which the pair is made of opposite letter. So look at J and H. Now J's opposite letter is Q, so is it the possible pair? No. S and H. S and H. So S opposite letter is H. Yes, this is the correct answer. Why? Because the letter is opposite to that of S. H is the letter opposite to that of S. Okay, or vice versa. S opposite letter is H, not K. T is the opposite letter. Look at T. T's opposite letter is G, not S. So this is also going to be the wrong option. So correct option is option number B. Have you got, students, what kind of questions can be asked in the alphabetical series? Just pin down in the comment section once. So what was the logic behind this particular question? Logic was of opposite letter. Hence, this particular series is very much important, which I have mentioned here. Arrangement of these letters. Directly they can ask you the opposite letter. Or sometimes Opposite letter -1 also can be given, like for example, they will pair A with Y. Okay, they will pair C with W, F with T. So tell me, what is the pair that H should create with? H should create with which alphabetical letter ka pair? Tell me. H should create, or H should form the pair with which alphabetical letter? Tell me fast. What is the logic, students? Try to understand the logic first of all. Okay. A ka opposite letter is what? Look here. A's opposite letter is Z. If I take one step back from Z, I'll get Y. Correct? So I'm pairing A with Y. That is, what is the logic in this question? Ma'am, A's opposite letter is Z. If I take one step back, I'll get Y. It means opposite letter minus one step back. That is opposite letter -1. Similarly, C's opposite letter is X. One step back, if I take it, I'll get W. So CW is the another pair. F is paired with T. F ka opposite letter is U. U minus one step behind, that is give me T. That will give me T, correct? Similarly, student, H opposite letter is what over here? H ka opposite letter is S. And if I do S minus one step back, I'll get R. So HR should be the correct answer for this question. And they can give any random arrangement to you. So you just need to understand the logic behind it. And to understand the logic, this particular pattern or the arrangement of the alphabetical letters is going to help you a lot. Not only just in the alphabetical series, but also in the coding decoding question. Students, is it crystal clear? Just pin down in the comment section once. Is it crystal clear? Have you understood that what kind of questions can be asked in the alphabetical series? Now, this is the topic that I don't want to waste time much on. Okay, but you should understand that what kind of questions can be asked to us. Even if it's easy, we cannot leave it, right? So this is the only way to deal the questions with. Just know the arrangements. Just know the arrangements. Done? Crystal clear, everyone? Okay. So look at the question number 2 now. This is a question with like a different, I would say, different approach or different logic. Now, here there are how many letters? A group of 3 letters, correct? A group of three letters. So tell me, what should be the logic for this question? Try to answer it, students. Try to answer this. Tell me, what should be the logic for this particular question? Yes, anyone? Now look here. This same category of question can fall under coding decoding topic as well. Okay? So you should understand that what is required for this question. What should be the approach for solving this? Very first, there are how many letters, students, in one group? There are 3 letters. Correct? How many letters are there? 3 letters. If you look at the first letter of each group, W, T and Q. Look at W, T and Q. Okay? Now here is W, here comes T and here comes Q. If I want to move from W to T, students, if I want to go from W to T, I'm skipping how many letters? Skip 1 letter, skip 2 letters. First of all, to go from W to T, I have to move in the backward directions. Correct? W ka position is 23. T is located at 20th position. Correct? So move from the 23rd to 20th position. It means I am moving in the backward directions. And how many letters I am skipping here? I am skipping 2 letters. It means in between W and T, there is gap of how many letters? How much letters? Gap of 2 letters. Correct? 2 letters ka gap hai. Similarly, in between T and Q, there is gap of how many letters, students? First of all, again, we are moving in the backward directions. That is, we are moving from T to Q. It means from the 20th position to the 70th. Correct? So this will give me what? I'm moving in the backward direction. This will give me Q by skipping again two letters. So again there is gap of two letters. So what is the logic for first letter, students? The logic for the first letter in the group of three is that we are obtaining the letter, or we are getting the letter by creating gap of two letters, and we are moving in which direction? Forward direction or backward direction? In backward direction. Similarly, to get the letter after Q, what you will do? Simply skip two letters after Q. After Q there is P, okay, and O. Basically this is before, not after, okay. So before Q there are two letters, that is P and O. I have skipped both the letters, I'll get N. So the first alphabetical letter in our answer should be N. N, N, N. So option number D and option number E will be eliminated. Okay, students, if we look at the second option over here, second option most probably is here I, correct? And here it's J. So the answer will be directly dependent upon what? The second letter. Simply understand this. Here it's again K, K and J. So most probably the probability of finding I in the second position is 50% and the probability of finding K on the third position is 50%. So go just simply for any option. Okay. So solve it. The second alphabetical letter in first group is F. In the second group it is G. Look at these letters. F, G and H. Now what should be the logic? Simply F, G, H. So if I am taking one step ahead from F, I'll get G. From G, one step ahead, I'll get H. From H, if I take one step ahead, I'll get I. So NI should be the second letter. First letter is N and the second letter is I. Correct? Now, third letter is going to decide what should be the answer, because option number C is also eliminated. Okay. So for option number, for the letter number 3, B, D and G. Correct? B, D and G. What is the logic? Tell me. From B I am moving to D and from D I am moving to G. So look here, students, in between B and D there is how much letter ka gap? There is gap of only one letter. Gap of one letter between B and D. And in between D and G there is gap of two letters. Gap of two letters. So how many letters gap should be there in upcoming answer of yours and between G? Gap of 3 letters. Got it? Gap of 1 letter, gap of 2 letters and gap of 3 letters. So give gap of 3 letters. H, I, J. I gave the gap of 3. I got K. So the K is correct answer. So N, I, K. Option number B is the correct answer for given question. Is everyone clear with this? Is everyone clear with this? Not Nij, not Nij, not Nij, Nik is the correct answer. Clear? Everyone clear? Now this question was very simple, still many of the students have given wrong answers. Okay? So understand that small and the micro mini things are important over here. Even if you know the logic behind it, sometimes you don't focus or you don't give that attention to that simple question, so marks get reduced. So it's better that even if it's simple question or even it's difficult question, give the equal importance to it. Got it? Clear? Fine. Moving on to the next question. Tell me what should be the answer for this question number 3. This is a simple question. Chandan, in B and D there was gap of 1 letter. In between D and G there is gap of 2 letters. So in between upcoming answer and G, letter का कितना gap रहना चाहिए in between both? 3 letters, right? So in between G and K there is gap of 3 letters, not between J. Got it? Yes, very good. Isha and Vimla has given the answer. Very good. H-I-K-N and the question mark. Very simple question. If you look at the first letter, H and I. Okay. In between the first and the second letter, there is no gap. That is 0 gap. Okay, between I and K, between I and K, there is gap of how much letters? There is gap of one letter. In between the first two letter, there was no gap. In between the second and third letter, there is gap of one letter, correct? In between K and N, in between K and N, there is gap of how many letters, students? In between K and N, there is gap of two letters, correct? So, in the letter M and the upcoming answer, there is gap of how much letter? Or there should be gap of how much letter? Gap of three letters should be there. So look here. N is the letter, first gap, second gap, and third gap. What will be the letter, student? R will be the letter. So R is the correct answer for the given question. Clear? Clear? Everyone? Everyone is clear? No, Sneha. Again, I'm repeating the same thing from the previous questions. I don't know for what reason you're not getting it, guys. Look here. I'll explain you again. Look here. Please don't do this silly mistakes. These are very silly mistakes. Look here. B and D, correct? B and D. There is gap of how many letters between them? C is the one letter between them, so there is gap of one letter in between B and D. Okay. For D and G, there is gap of how many letter? One letter and two letters. So gap of two letters, correct? So in between the upcoming answer and the given letter G, gap of three letters should be there. Do you agree with this fact? Okay. So this is the first gap after G, second gap after G, third gap after G. So this is the answer for the question, not J, students. It's NIK. Is it clear, Sneha, Chandan? Specifically, I'm talking about you guys. Is it clear? Chalo. Tell me what should be the answer for this question. Fadafat. Take your time and solve the answer for this question. What is the answer for this question, everyone? First of all, look at the question carefully. There are two question marks. There are two question marks. Okay. So most probably, students, I'll give you a hint in this. So it is applicable for 90% of the cases or 90% of the questions. Whenever there are two question marks, please focus on my words. It is mostly applicable in 90% of the questions, that whenever in the alphabetical series question, when there are two question marks given into your question, then usually two patterns are followed. Two alternate patterns or two alternate alphabetical series are formed. जैसे कि in the first alphabetical series, there will be letters like, there will be the group of letters like Z, W, T, Q, and the first question mark. How I have formed this first pattern? By skipping one letter, students. Look here. Z, I have skipped S, then I have written W, okay, then I have skipped O, then I have written T, okay, I have skipped K, written Q, okay. After Q, I have skipped the G letter, and after skipping G, what I'll get? The first question mark. So just write here, first question mark. Okay, and in the second group of letters, whatever the letters I have skipped previously, I'll write it over here. Okay, S, O, K, G. And the second question mark, student. First of all, tell me, have you got this? That I have formed two series over here. Basically, in most probability of many questions over here, like I would say that almost 90 to 95% of the questions, this logic is applicable whenever there are given two question marks. Okay, so here, look at the pattern. Z, W is given, correct? Z and W. Z and W. Now look here. In between Z and W, there is gap of how much letters? In between Z 26 and W 23, there is gap of how much letter? There is gap of two letter. One is Y and the another one is X. Correct? Okay. In between W and T, students, in between W and T, look here, in between W and T, there is gap of how many letters again? Gap of two letters, that is V and U. Later on, between T and Q as well, there is gap of two letters. One is S and the other one is R. So in the first pattern of the alphabetical series, logic of two gaps will be applied. That is, we are moving in which direction? First of all, understand that we are moving in the backward directions, correct? In between Z and W, there is gap of these two letters. In between W and T, there is gap of these two letters. In between T and Q, there is gap of S and R. So, in upcoming answer and in between Q again, there should be gap of two letters, correct? This is the first letter ka gap, this is second letter gap. So, N should be the answer for first question mark. Also, always remember this thing. Many of the students get wrong over here. Okay, instead of first question mark, they can write that, ma'am, instead of second question mark, they can write this particular letter N. So always remember at first question marks place, which letter is gonna come? N. Correct? Okay. So for the second pattern, S O K G, S O K and G. Look here. In between S, okay, in between S and O, there is gap of how many letters, students? Look here. In between S and O, there is gap of 1, 2 and 3 letters. First of all, we are moving from S to O, it means we are moving in the backward directions, correct? From O to K, gap of 1, 2 and 3 letters. Again from K to G, gap of 1, 2 and 3 letters, correct? In between G and upcoming answer also there should be gap of 3 letters. First gap, second gap, third gap. Answer is C. So N and C should be the answer for given question, option number A. Understood everyone? 17 students are live. It's my kind request. I'm asking you guys, then please do reply in the comment section. Okay? Make sure करना है कि हर एक चीज समझ रही है. Then you should at least reply at least with your why, yes, whatever you want to. Is it crystal clear, everyone? So these are the category of questions that can be asked in the alphabetical series. I hope you are now well known with this category. Done? Everyone? Okay. So now let's move on to the next topic, that is the highlighting topic which we were discussing at the starting of this lecture, that is coding decoding. Now coding decoding का meaning क्या होता है? Anyone? So basically what happens is I'll give you a simple example behind this coding decoding concept. Okay, always remember students, at the like if we go back in the times, okay, many of our ancestors used to use different kind of language. Okay, even if we look into our history, there are various sculptures or sculpture, I don't know how it is pronounced exactly. Many of the history students may be there, okay, in our class today. So basically on stones or any kind of sculpture you can say, or any kind of pillars, okay, at the time of Ashoka, so messages were written on this, okay. जो अपना स्टोन रहता है उसके ऊपर अलग अलग लैंग्वेजेस में मैसेजेस लिखे जाते थे. मैसेजेस वर रिटन. We don't know what was the language at that time. We were not able to understand, okay, what were the letters used, okay, what were the words used, what was the language used at that particular period of time. But this language for us was a kind of a coding language, which we were not able to understand, correct? Okay, so this was kind of a code. Okay, so our like what we can say, the people who actually started knowing about the history, okay, who started learning about the history and all, how was our past and what kind of people used to live there. So they started decoding this kind of language. They started decoding this language. It means what, student? This was a kind of code for us. We don't know what actually they meant about it or what the message was about it, to whom it was target, what was the target audience about for that code. But we knew one thing, something was written on this particular stone, something was written and we had to decode it. Decode it means what? We were trying to decipher it, we were trying to understand it. Decipher karna, decode karna, it means what? Trying to understand what was written, trying to decode what was written. Okay, so this is something we are going to learn in this particular topic, that some code will be given to you and we have to decode it. We have to understand the exact, what we can say, logic behind this written code. Okay, too much historical हो गया, काफी है. So for example, I'll explain you with this particular question. Like, this question is talking about, in a certain code language, this word, that is missions, this is one particular word. Okay, this is written as, or the code for this word is MSIISNOS. So in that same particular language, what should be the code for online? First of all, try to understand this question. Okay, first of all, try to understand this question. Chalo, have you understood the category of coding decoding, or what is coding decoding? Simply, a code is given to you. Simply, you have to first understand the logic behind that code and use that same logic for another word. Use the same logic for another word. Like for mission, the code is MSISNOS. So for online, what should be the code? Tell me, everyone. At least question का category समझा. Have you understood the category of question? First of all, tell me that. Yes? Yes or no? Yes or no? Fast. Everyone? So look here, I'll explain you this question. I think then you'll be able to understand. Look here. So what is the word, student? Mission is the word. MISSIONS. This was the word, correct? Just look at the spelling carefully, okay, whenever you are solving the questions of coding decoding, especially when words are given to you, okay? So students, the code for this is what? MSIISNOS. Look here. Now I'll explain you. The first word M and the first word of this code is having the same position, or the first word of the given word has remained same in the code. Similarly, the last word is also same. Correct? Have you understood this? In mission word, the first letter was M, last letter was S. The first letter and last letter has remained the same in code. Later on, what happened? Look here. This letter I was at the second position and the S letter was at the third position. Correct? The letter I was at the second position and this was at the third position. They have interchanged their position, students. Now look here. In code, the S came at the second position and I came at the third position. Just focus on these two alphabetical letters from the word and from the code. That is, the places have got interchanged. Their places have got interchanged. Correct? Correct? Okay. Later on, for SI as well, for the fourth and the fifth letter. This is the fourth letter. This is the fifth letter. Fourth letter position has been interchanged with the fifth letters. That is, the position of S has been taken up by I and the position of I has been taken up by S. That is, I have interchanged their position again. Similarly, for ON, I have interchanged their positions. Have you got it, students? For the first letter and for the last letters, the position remained same. For the first letter and for the last letter, the position have remained same. For other remaining letters, we have actually interchanged their position among the letters near to them or neighboring letter of them. Okay, simply for online also, for this particular word online also, the first and the last letter is going to remain same. O की जगह O ही रहेगा, E की जगह E ही रहेगा. But for NL and IN, their places are going to be exchanged. That is, L will come at second position, N will come at third position. Similarly, N will come at the position of I and I will go at the position of N. So what will be the code for online students? For online, the code will be OLNNIE. OLNNIE. Option number 1 is the answer for the given question. Got it? Has everyone got this? Please pin down in the comment section fast. Have you got the logic behind this question, or what category of questions can be asked in coding decoding faster? Is everyone clear? If clear, then try to answer the question number 2. Chalo. Try to answer question number 2. What should be the answer for question number 2, everyone? Tiger is coded as QDFHS. What will be the code for fish? For tiger, you're using the code QDFHS. First of all, try to understand what is the logic behind forming that code. Then go for the answer. I'll tell you. Look here. Tiger. Tiger. Okay. For this particular word, if I start reversing this word, if I start reversing or writing the word in the reverse form, so what will I get the word? I'll get the word REGIT. REGIT. That is tiger. Correct? Tiger ka ulta. Correct? Okay. After reversing this, if I go one step back for R. Now look here. R minus one step back. Q. E minus a step behind, we can say, or reverse it simply, or go back. Okay. E minus 1 will give me D. G minus 1 will give me F, or the letter before I is H and the letter before T is S. So this is the code. What I have done, students, simply I have reversed the word. Simply I have reversed the word and I have taken one step back for each letter. So are this kind of difficulty level questions asked in the examination? I would say most probably no, but still practice it. Still practice it. Okay? Please do practice it. Later on, similarly for the word fish, what are we going to do here is, students, reverse the letter H, S, I, F. HSIF, correct? HSIF. HSIF. And after reversing it, take one step back. Take one step back. That is, H के पहले कौन सा लेटर आता है? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, G. Correct? For S, P Q R S R H and I, so H again, G R H, correct? And for F, the letter before it is R, so G R H R, G E H R should be the answer, correct? G E H R, sorry, G R H R, G R H R. Is the option given here or something is getting wrong, student? Let me check. G R H, okay, the letter before F is E, not R, na? So G R H is the correct answer. Done? Done? Don't get afraid of ki ma'am logic. I'm not able to crack the logic, ma'am. Are these difficulty level questions asked in the examination? So look here, you will be able to solve the question until unless you won't practice it, you cannot solve it simply. Simply understand that for number series, alphabetical series, topics like coding, decoding, the only thing that you can do is practice lot and lots of questions. Then only you will be able to crack the logic. Okay, just try to go through the category of questions and practice it. Simply, this is the only method that you can follow here. Later on for question number 3. Okay, so take the screenshot of question number 3. Everyone fast, because this is the time that we have to end the class, end the session. Question number 3, done. Question number 4, question number 4, question number 5. 3, 4, 5. Okay, all the questions will be discussed tomorrow. Okay, this was one category. Later on, the numbers will also be introduced, like in the question number 11 and 12 I have taken. Okay, and one more category is left. I'll explain that in tomorrow's lecture. So, two more category of questions are left. I hope you have taken the screenshot till 5, question number 5. Okay. So in tomorrow's session, we'll discuss it, students, and 21 students are live. It's my kind request. Please do hit the like button because your likes are much important for me. Again, I would say that, okay? Because आप रोज लाइव तो आ रहे हो, but the energy comes from the live, sorry, likes only, okay? So stay connected till the end of the complete session or the complete series. So your confidence will be developed a lot. Trust me for that. Okay. So this was end of the session, students. Thank you for joining it, and do join our new batch so that again from all the units your doubts will be cleared up. Okay. So thank you for joining the session. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.